Hi everyone, welcome to my channel English with Jawak. In today's video, I want to tell you about conditional sentences and their types. This video covers all the aspects related to conditional sentences. So watch the video till the end as it's going to be informative and interesting. So, what are conditional sentences? Well, conditional sentences are statements discussing known factors or hypothetical situations and their consequences. A complete conditional sentence contains a conditional clause and consequential clause. Now, what are the different types of conditional sentences? There are 5 different types of conditional sentences in English. Each expresses a different degree of probability that a situation will occur or would have occurred under certain circumstances. Here are the 5 types of conditionals. The first one is zero conditional. It is also called factual conditional. The second one is first conditional. The third one is second conditional. The fourth one is third conditional. The fifth one is mixed conditional. Now let's look at each of these different types of conditional sentences in more details. The first one is zero conditionals. Zero conditional sentences express general truths, situations, and events in which one thing always causes another thing. The outcome in zero conditional sentences is certain. Structure of the zero conditional sentence is if clause and result clause both have present simple tense. Look at these examples. Example number 1. If you don't brush your teeth, you get cavities. Example number 2. The health of people suffers when they smoke cigarettes. The third sentence is if the clock strikes midnight, it is a new day. The fourth sentence is I get stressed out when I watch the news. The fifth sentence is the ice melts if you heat it. The sixth sentence is it gets dark when the sun goes down. Here are 3 notes for you people. The first one is if the if clause is put at the beginning, then a comma is used before the result clause. For example, if it rains, my car gets wet. The second note is when can also be used in if clause. For example, when it rains, my car gets wet. The third note is both result and if clauses can be placed at the beginning. For example, if it rains, I get wet. I get wet if it rains. Now look at first conditionals. This is also called type 1. First conditional sentences are used to express situations in which the outcome is likely, but not guaranteed and certain to happen in the future. It expresses possible situations. Unlike zero conditionals, first conditionals only use if clause, not when clauses. Structure of the first conditional is result clause has future simple tense and if clause has present simple tense. Now look at these examples. Example number 1, if you rest, you will feel better. Example number 2, if you set your mind to a goal, you will eventually find it. Example number 3, I will attend the wedding if I'm invited. Example number 4, my sister will cry if she watches this movie. Example number 5, we will stay at home if it rains. Example number 6, will you help Ayan if he asks you? Now look at second conditionals. This is also called type 2. Second conditional sentences are used to express outcomes that are completely unrealistic or will not likely happen in the future. These sentences often have were instead of was in the past, just like subjunctive sentences. Structure of this type is result clause has would plus infinitive and if clause has past simple tense. Let's see some examples. Example number one, I would answer if he asked. Example number two, you would understand the joke if you were there. Example number three, if I inherited $1 billion, I would travel to the moon. Example number four, if I owned a team in PSL, I would buy barbarism for everything. Example number five, we would stay at home if it rained. Example number six, if he were rich, he would buy an island. Type 2 is also used when making polite requests. For example, I would be grateful if you helped me. He would be so pleased if you came to the party. Now let's see the third conditional. It is also called type 3. The third conditionals are used to explain that present circumstances would be different if something different had happened in the past. It refers to an impossible condition because it has already occurred and cannot be changed. Like second conditionals, it often use were instead of was. Structure of the third conditional is result clause has would plus have plus third form and if clause has past perfect tense. Look at these examples. If I had won the lottery, I would have bought a house by the sea. Example number two, would you help me if I had asked you? Example number three, I would have helped if I had known you were in trouble. Example number four, I wouldn't have made you my friend if I had known your bad nature. Example number five, if he were you, he would have run for 1 hour. Example number six, if I were you, I would have taught them English step by step. The fifth type is mixed conditionals. This type of conditional mixes different parts of the above-mentioned conditionals. In fact, we mix the second and third conditionals. Look at these examples. If you had put your coat off, you would not be sick. Example number two, you wouldn't be sick if you had put your coat off. Example number three, if you had sent me a message, I would come to you. Example number four, if I lived closer to you, I would have come. Example number five, if she came earlier, I would have stayed there for 2 hours. Now you can see in these examples that the second and third conditionals are mixed. Now let's see punctuating conditional sentences. Despite the complex nature of conditional sentences, punctuating them is really simple. Number one, use a comma after if clause when it precedes the main clause. For example, if I had time, I would have come. Number two, if the main clause precedes the if clause, no punctuation is necessary. For example, I would have come if I had time. Now let us see what is the Urdu translation of each type. Zero conditional. For example, जब सूरज ग़रूब होता है तो अंधेरा हो जाता है। जब हम बर्फ़ को गर्म करते हैं तो वो पिघलता है। टाइप 1, अगर बारिश होती है तो हम घर पर क़याम करेंगे। क्या आप अयान की मदद करेंगे अगर वो मदद तलब करता है? टाइप 2, अगर वो पूछती तो मैं जवाब दे देता। अगर बारिश होती तो हम घर पर रुक जाते। टाइप 3, अगर मैं लॉटरी जीत चुका होता तो मैं समंदर के किनारे एक घर खरीद लेता। मैं आपको दोस्त ना बनाता अगर मैं आपकी फितरत जान चुका होता।